Well, hi folks, this is Darren with My RV Works. I want to welcome you to another session of 10 Minutes with an RV Tech. Basically, the gist is people ask questions, we make videos, people ask questions, and we kind of go through those questions and try to pick and choose different ones that kind of go together, and we kind of compact them together and sit them out into a little package we call 10 Minutes with a Tech. So that's what's going on here. So if you like this kind of stuff, make sure you subscribe to our channel, like it, and you'll find more of these under our playlist under 10 Minutes with a Tech. And on our website, we've got other resources for you as well. We've got a store, I Make Tools now, so we're making a link for that on our store site, on our website, myrvworks.com. We have merchandise you can purchase, and we also have links for Amazon affiliate links that you can buy stuff there as well, things that I've used in the field that people have asked about. So let's go jump over to the shop and see if we can't help some folks with some of their questions. Thanks for watching. Our next question is going to be coming from Derek, and he's got a question on his gas part of the refrigerator. Now, I will make a note here. I do plan on doing a very detailed video on the gas valve of a refrigerator. I don't know that I've done that. I've touched upon it, but I haven't gone really deep inside of this. So this is going to just answer his question, but just note if you subscribe to our channel and you get that little bell when I make a new video, and I'm going to go pretty deep into these things, and it might be this one right here where I do it. I call this my stunt refrigerator because I've been taking it apart and doing videos on it. But here's Derek's question, okay? He's got a Dometic refrigerator, which is what this is, and it works fine on AC mode, which is wonderful. That means that the cooling unit is fine. On LP mode, it starts and then stops working, and he gets that check light on the inside of that eyebrow board. He gets a check light coming on, and sometimes it won't start at all, and sometimes you could hear it clicking, tick, 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 but it does not ignite. And other times it might run for 20 minutes, and sometimes it goes all night long, okay? And there's no rhyme or reason, and they replaced the circuit board for a similar issue last year, and he would just like to know what the heck is going on with this refrigerator, and he also asked if we take requests for different videos, and we do. So, unbelievable. He's looking for mice. It's good to have a cat on the scene. We got cats to eat the mice. We don't have to do the... This is Romeo. He's a lover. So anyway, he just jumped about 4 feet. That's amazing, right in there. And one of the questions he asked, which I'll share with you guys, is if we take video requests, and we do. If you have a video that you'd like me to make, just, you know, we'll throw it in our fishbowl and see if we have the resources to pull that off. If I'm out in the field, I might not have time to do it, but a lot of what you see me doing with the Q&A part is I've been collecting. I used to throw everything away, but I'm saving it now to be able to share with you when I get a day to do these videos, and we just answer a bunch of questions with some of my show and tell stuff. So, but yeah, if you've got a request on a video that you'd like to see us do, that list that we've already got is growing, but just let us know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you up, and I'm going to look inside of here at this gas valve, and we're going to see if we can't help Derek out. Okay, so I've moved everybody closer for a nicer shot. I've got a light shining up in here. And like I said, this refrigerator, this poor thing, this is on one of my RVs, and I've been using it for show and tell and this and that. But so this is the electrode. I'm going to take that out of the way. And this right here, this whole brass body from where the flare nut fits onto it to this orifice right here, I believe that the problem Derek's having is either going to be this end of it right here where my finger's touching, or the burner itself. Okay, now to take the burner out, there's a couple screws and you get the burner out. But if you look in there, so I've readjusted everybody, and what I want you to do is look inside there. See those little slots, okay? That is directly below the boiler stack inside of here. And if there's rust or sediment, that's going to fall right down inside of those little slots, and that will foul this out. We get called on quite a few jobs like this, and there's a flat rate to clean a burner, okay? And so what that means is you take this off, and you might need to chip away a little bit. You got to be careful. You don't want these little rectangular slots to ever change their size or dimension. So you don't want to be like chipping away at it, but I'll take a little plastic chisel and I'll chip away some of because some of these fins will be clogged up with all the rust that fell down inside. And then you take a little can of office air or whatever, and you blow it out through here to clean this burner out, okay? So that's one thing that I want you to look for, Derek, okay? Now, let me zoom everybody back out. Okay. So I'm going to leave everybody just like that. Now, another thing I want you to look at is right here. You'll need to take the burner out to get to this, but I want you to take this burner off. There's a little thing called a ruby inside of there, and a lot of times we will see insects that will go inside of this burner right here, and they will make a nest inside of this burner head, or the jet, if you will. Okay, so we need to take this apart, take the burner out, take this apart, and make sure that we have good flow through this ruby. If you hold it up to a light, it is a man-made ruby, and it's a certain orifice. It's not round, it's more like a little slot, if you will. But we need to make sure that that's cleaned, and we need to make sure that this is clean. So Derek, that might be your problem. You're not getting, now another thing it could be is your LP pressure is not correct, and you can check that right here. You could, we have an LP tap jig. I've got a whole other video on that. But the only reason I would want you to check your LP pressure is if you're licensed and properly trained on how to check LP and all this kind of stuff, because that's kind of a scary thing. Not that it's scary, but we really need to make sure we're, when we do an LP job, that we're checking all our boxes and crossing our T's and dotting our I's. So I don't want somebody that's not properly trained to be doing LP work, is my point. But you could take the burner apart, clean this orifice. You could take the burner apart here and clean the jets and all that kind of stuff. And tell us if that doesn't help fix your problem. Now, another thing I want to point out on this refrigerator, see this yellow stuff? That is a indication here. That's an indication that the cooling unit has failed. So if you look at your refrigerator and it's got all that yellow stuff on it, there's nothing you can do to fix that except replace your cooling unit. In this one, that's all this gray stuff. Some of you are going to, most of yours are going to be black, but these gray tubes here, this whole refrigerator, these tubes need to be taken out and replaced. And I've got a whole video on replacing cooling units. We do quite a few a year. We're kind of becoming known as the cooling unit swap out company. We do so many of these things, and it's something I enjoy doing because it's a big project I can sink my teeth into, and we're doing really well with that. But all this yellow stuff is actually sodium chromate. It's soluble in water, and they put that inside of this so that the ammonia does not eat through the steel, and but apparently this one did. So okay, Derek, hope that helps you. I want you to clean this and inspect this and see if we can get some good gas through this, and see if that doesn't help you out. Okay, thanks for your question. Well, folks, that's all the time we have for today for me to answer some questions. It is certainly a privilege to be able to read these questions to people asking me, and I just kind of put myself, well, what would I do if I was there? How would I approach this? And that's the best thing I could do to sew back into you folks. If you like this content, please subscribe to our channel, give us a thumb up, share it with some friends, and you could support us on Patreon. There's different tiers that you could pick from with different benefit packages for the different tiers. You could support us that way because it does take some effort to put these things together. If you need some things, some tools on our website, you can go to our myrvworks.com website, and on our store tab you can gain access to our affiliate links from Amazon. We've even got some merchandise people have been asking about, so we've got hats and cups and t-shirts and things like that available for you with our myrvworks logo on it. And then we've also got some tools that I make, some tools. I've been doing this for a while, and I started to make some tools, and we've just kind of been making those better and better and refining them, and so now we're offering those for sale as well, and you can find that on our store link right there. So I want to thank you on behalf of everybody at myrvworks. It does take a team effort back behind us, and we want to thank you for your time. It is certainly a privilege. Happy campers say My RV Works, and we hope that you will be a happy camper. Thank you for watching.